Alright guys, welcome back to the channel where today we're going to be taking a look at everything you need to know about steel cage matches in WWE 2K19, as this year 2K have brought in a whole bunch of changes, including new ways to climb the cage, battle on top of it, multiple escape minigames, and even some new ways to win the match rather than just climbing over the top. So let's start out with some of the new climbing mechanics, as this year 2K have introduced various new climbing animations, meaning that rather than being limited to climbing the cage in one straight line, this year players can approach the ropes and press L1 on PlayStation or LB on Xbox to climb up onto the side of the cage, where you can then move freely left and right across the top rope all the way into the corner, where it's also possible to climb out. Once you're in position and ready to try and escape the cage, then you can start the new escape minigame by pressing L1, which will bring up this new gauge where you'll have to continuously press the button indicated in order to climb out. However, unlike in past years, this isn't the only minigame, as after making it to the top of the cage, then you'll also have to complete a second minigame in order to climb down to the outside. Now, while this may all sound quite simple, due to the fact that you have to complete multiple minigames, this gives your opponent a lot more time to recover and stop you from escaping, as even if you're climbing out, then there is still time for your opponent to scale the cage and then pull you back in, which makes for a much more exciting match, as in previous games, if you made it to the top of the cage with your opponent down, then you were guaranteed a victory, although this year that is not the case. Once your opponent pulls you back inside, you'll find both yourself and your opponent standing on the top rope, where you can now strike and grapple each other in order to send someone crashing back down to the mat, opening up a window to make your escape. On the subject of crashing down to the mat, should both players find themselves on top of the cage, then just like the ropes, this year you can freely move along the truss to get closer to your opponents, where you can then begin exchanging blows as you try to stop them from escaping, eventually leading to one superstar being thrown off the cage and back down into the ring. Additionally, climbing out of the cage isn't the only way to win the match, as this year 2K have included an option in which you can call for the referee to open the cage door by pressing down on the D-pad, with this leading to an alternate minigame that sees you try to escape as both players rapidly press the button shown to try and get the upper hand. One of the cool things about the cage door option is that it won't open straight away, as the referee will take his time to open it, with the time taken varying depending on how far into the match you are and how much damage is being dealt. Additionally, the cage door option isn't just available when both players are in the ring, as should you find your opponent climbing over the top, then you can still call for the door to be opened, leading to a race against time to see which superstar can escape the cage first. Finally, if climbing out of the cage or going through the door isn't your thing, then 2K have also added a new steel cage OMG moment that sees the superstar thrown through the cage wall, causing it to collapse and leaving the aggressor with the easy task of walking out of the newly created exit. In order to perform this new OMG, then you'll first have to assign it and create a moveset along with the fired up skill, and then with 2 stored finishers and 50% stamina, drag your opponent to the ropes on the ramp side of the ring, where you'll then be prompted to perform this new OMG.
He's inflicting some serious pain here.
I think this is the beginning of the end, Michael.
So there you go, that is everything you need to know about the updates to steel cage matches in WWE 2K19, which after playing them I can tell you that they're now one of my favourite match types, as I love how they're much more competitive and that you're not guaranteed to win just because you climb to the top of the cage first, as it's so easy to suddenly find yourself being dragged back inside and having a victory that you thought you had in the bag snatched away at the very last second. So that's my thoughts on the updates to steel cage matches in WWE 2K19, but I would love to know what you think, so let me know your thoughts in the comments, and if you haven't already then please do hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications, as I'll have plenty more early WWE 2K19 coverage and gameplay coming your way in the build up to release. Until then though, all that's left for me to say is I hope you've enjoyed this video, have yourself an awesome day, and I'll catch you later.